Hello, Solo Board Game Guide here, and in my last video I made a concealed gaming table out of my standard kitchen table. Now it's fantastic, I've been using it loads, except the lid is very heavy and it's a bit of a pain, so I intend in this video to convert it so that it lifts up a bit like an old school desk. So I'm going to rebate a couple of hinges into the legs. I used a couple of old door hinges that I happen to have lying around, so that the whole thing will lean up and it doesn't take very much effort to get out or put away. So the first thing I did was I used a chisel to mark out the rebates for the hinges, and then I just knocked those out. I'm not by any stretch a woodworker or carpenter, so it's a bit of a learning progress, but I think it turned out pretty well. So once the rebates were made, I tested the hinge, and then it was important to pilot drill it. Now the pilot drill is just a small drill at the same core size as the wood screw. I drilled right down because I was really concerned about splitting the legs on the back side. So with those pilot drilled, laid out the hinge, put in the wood screws, and it worked out just perfectly. So that's the hinge recessed in place. I'm pretty happy with that. It sits nice and square, it's smooth, and importantly that pilot drilling means that we haven't cracked the back of it. However, this type of hinge, I know you really want to use a sort of piano hinge for this kind of thing, but I don't have one, I'm doing it on the cheap. That is quite the recess to fit into the tabletop. So obviously the tabletop extends out to this point here. So I'm really going to have to cut quite a large pocket in the tabletop, but let's see how that goes. Helpfully enough, my table was stained when it was assembled, so it's got this mark all the way down it. So it's going to make lining it up at least a little bit easier, and then I'm going to have to mark some kind of recess on the back edge for the hinge to sit into, and you'll see what I mean when I put this on here. The view from the underside, the front where there's no hinge, and it gradually tapering until a place where I'm going to need a recess. So I'm going to mark that, and then spend probably about an hour wishing I had a router. Now the correct thing to do here is to just route a little slot along here, but unfortunately don't have a router. So what I'm going to do is just mark out and chain drill a series of holes along the length here, and then just hopefully even that out with the old chisel. Why aren't I using a pencil? That's another question you might well be asking yourself. So that's going to be my centre line through the slot, and I've marked out the depth using this high-tech tape method. So I'm going to get that drilled and then even it out and see how the fit is. Can you hear that? That's the sound of 1,000 master carpenters spinning in the graves. It's not pretty, but it worked. I've got a nice recess. It's just enough to accommodate the hinge and allow it to sit flush. Okay, so we're on the right lines, but I just need to widen those slots out just a touch, and I'll be able to mark out and do the rebate for the hinge. So it fits. I've marked out 2 slots, so I'm just going to rebate, when you would rebate these areas here for the hinge, just to sit in there. I'm going to keep it bolted to that, and I'm going to get it screwed down to my pre-drilled holes, and hopefully I should have a perfectly functioning hinging, if not slightly dangerous, lid top. And I say slightly dangerous, I have thought about it. In a future video I'm going to put some gas struts on, like the kind of thing you get on a car boot or tailgate from the US, just to help it cushion, so it's not going to slap down on your head in the middle of a game. All the effort was worth it. Now I don't have to lug this great big heavy tabletop off, so it goes from standard kitchen dining room table mode to a hinged gaming table. At the moment that's just leant up against the fireplace there, but I think I'm going to put this on gas struts, A for safety and B just to make it a little easy to lift up. The other modification I'm going to do is put some little catches on either side here just to make it childproof and also prevent this big top from warping. Obviously it's not a single piece of wood, it's sort of laminated, if that's the right term, from individual pieces all stuck together, and now the tension's been released, it's just started to warp a little bit, so that'll just help it keep everything compressed during the majority of the table's lifetime, as it's used as a standard kitchen table. However, and that is a Phantom Leader, which I'll be doing a few videos on shortly once I've worked out how to play it properly. So if you like these videos, do like, subscribe and comment. I'll be doing plenty more on this gaming table. Thanks for watching.